to be able to slow them down?
Physicality. They are a team that runs their offense and is pretty consistent within their offense. They don't really go outside of their personnel. So that's going to be the key. Just try to battle them with physicality. It's going to be a high energy game, so we got to challenge them, get back. They're a team that like to leak out, play in the transition like we do. So we just got to be prepared to be. It's going to be a long game.
If you're forcing their catches 5 feet out further than they want to, or slowing up their cutting, do you notice that having a big impact?
For sure, because that team is all about timing. So as much as we can make things a little different than what they're used to, they're a scripted team. So as much as we can throw some wrinkles in there, benefit us.
Y'all played a couple wild ones recently. Is that draining at all, especially this time of year?
Not necessarily. Each game is just fun. Obviously, some games take on a toll, but no, you don't notice it until you're done. Then you recognize your body talks to you how exhausting it was. But when you're in a heated moment, they don't come up to mind.
When you're going from so many, you have Denver, Philly, San Antonio, all these playoff teams, one after another. Do you just concentrate on that one game? You look at the big picture. How do you handle this one?
Well, myself, I look at the big picture. I look to see where we got ahead, and then from there, just take it one game at a time. So a little bit of both. Try to see, what to look forward to, just to plan out my week as a father. Where can I keep some energy, and where can I, just to see what's going on. So I look at it a little bit of both ways.
Are you looking at more offensive matchups or defensive matchups you have to guard?
Probably defensively. Offensively, I know I'm gonna get the best defender, and I know how teams don't guard me. It's no difference. Defensively for myself, just trying to prepare myself to get ready for that, because that's always the battle, more the battle than the offensive end.
You talked a couple weeks ago about how Russ sets the tone from tip-off, basically, and now that you've played with him for a while, do you feel like that's affected you? Do you feel like that you approach games differently from tip-off than you used to?
No. I always approached the game to, be the best that I can be a killer. I think what I get out of Russ is there's moments throughout the game where I need that, extra push, that extra motivation. Because he doesn't get tired. Russ don't get tired. I get tired. So I rely and lean on Russ sometimes for that extra little kick, that extra little push, and just give that extra burst sometimes. But to start the game, I'm always ready. I'm always locked in and ready to get out there going.
He's kind of known as a confrontational player with his outward emotions. Do you feel like he's maybe made you a little more confrontational? Has that rubbed off on you, I guess is what I'm asking?
Not necessarily. We lead differently. I just go out and play, and let my play do the talking, and let my actions do the talking. Russ does it both ways. Russ is lead by example and lead, by lighting the fire. So it's this team knows what we're trying to get to, and it's we don't need multiple 2, 3, 4 voices going at all at once. The fact of the matter is, Russ is our lead. And, we're going to follow Russ' lead. We're going to go with Russ.
I kind of mean with opposing players, though, too.
No,
you're a little more animated, I feel like, this year with.
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
That's not me being confrontation. That's just me having a blast up there, having a good time, enjoying the crowd, enjoying the energy. I'm not a talker on the court unless it gets to that point with the opponent or the bench or something like that. So I'm more of the second punch, not the first punch guy.
They're expecting a loud, sold-out crowd tomorrow night. Do you kind of love that challenge playing on the road like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Denver is one of the best fan bases, one of the best home teams with their fans. We're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun atmosphere, playoff atmosphere.
It's also a team that you're chasing in the stand. Is that come into effect at all?
Every game comes into effect. We need all of these. We got a tough schedule to close out. Every game is going to come into effect.
Paul, you've used those red boxing weight things, right?
The who?
Nope, maybe not.
Red.
the weights that you use, like boxing gloves. Never mind.
No.
Okay, that's all.
You were talking about the crowd. You're getting a lot of MVP chants, especially here at home. What's it like to hear that when you're out there?
You know, it's great. I think they come at a good time when the games are kind of close. And day two, I lean on them, the fans, for that extra push and that motivation to keep going. But you know, outside of that, you know, it's appreciated. But you know, let's try to lock in and do what's best for this team and try to win those games.
Paul, the season you're having, the season the team's having, do you reflect on the decision you made this summer at all during this year?
No.
Defending Jokic specifically, he's had 2 very different games against you guys, one where he's not shooting well, when he is. What adjustments do you have to make from game to game? Is there anything that you're going to be doing differently?
Yeah, I think with Jokic, he's just so creative as a 5-man. His ability to shoot, pass, dribble, and then they play their offense. They run their offense through him a lot of times. It's just a tough cover. You know, it's a guy that not only does Steven have to account for, but everybody on that floor have to account for because he is a playmaker. So it is tough. And, you know, he can stretch the floor out, cause us to scramble just off of him spreading. So it's a mix that I think not only, again, Steve-O has to be locked in on, but all of us have to do a good job of containing our guy to help Steve-O out with Jokic. So we got our hands full. He's an all-star for a reason. It's going to be a tough challenge.
Anybody else? Thanks.